So how much oil are we talking about here, and what sort of actions are we seeing in order to disguise the origin of all this crude?
Well, this really covers millions and millions of barrels. We need to be very careful. We only saw documents that really covered the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we can say clearly went over there. But essentially all of Venezuela's exports are going to China as a result of U.S. sanctions. And so what Lucia Casai did here was demonstrate through her documents how it is that it's getting to China, despite the fact that they are, as you said, sanctioned, or these are barrels that are embargoed by the United States. And so what the documents show is that from the point that the barrels are taken from Venezuela, once they get to Asia, the cargoes will get transferred onto other ships. They will undergo a chemical process known as doping, in which they change some of the crude's characteristics. And then once the crude emerges from that process, it gets sent onto another ship. And from that ship, from that point forward, all of the documents that will have been able to show that it was once originating from Venezuela have essentially disappeared. And so then you see these trading companies, many of which have been sanctioned at this point, offering the crude to import-export companies or directly to refineries in China. And they're marketing these crudes with new names, such as the one that we have there is Singma Blend. Singma Blend literally means Singapore Malaysian blend, and it is chemically identical to what emerged from Venezuela, known as Jamaica, a heavy crude.
Jasmina, just such a fascinating process and story, right? Do we have any expectation under the new Biden presidency that we could see an easing of restrictions and a revival of Venezuelan crude exports?
From this point forward, no one expects at this point that the Biden administration will completely reverse the ban on Venezuelan oil, because the intent behind it is to dislodge the government of Nicolas Maduro, which the United States contends is illegitimate. But there are some things that they could do, such as offer waivers to some companies that could allow some barrels to start flowing again.
Jasmina, Kelemen in Houston, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you so much.